Hi everyone, I'm Silverwolf, and as you can see, Furbies. I told you I wouldn't stop doing Furby videos, and I will still do them sometimes. So this video is a suggestion from Daria Sound, who wanted to know what activities that Furbies do drain the batteries the fastest. So what movements and things put the most drain on the batteries. So I'm thinking, if you want to make your Furbies batteries last a bit longer, what don't you want them to be doing too much? So I have done already which models of Furbies drain the batteries the fastest. The 90s Furbies drain them the slowest because they have the least points of movement in their body. The 2005/2006 Furbies, they also drain the batteries quite slowly. Again, they don't have much movement. Now the other ones we'll get to in a minute. So with the 90s Furbies, we've got Sumo here. Basically with these guys, you don't want him to be dancing about too much, as with all of the models. You know, that's what constant movement will drain the batteries faster. So you can have him out, you can pet him, you can feed him, but don't sort of get him to move too much around if you want the batteries to last a bit longer. These guys, like I said, they don't drain the batteries particularly fast because all they do is their eyes and mouths move, their ears move, and they rock back and forth. So they don't sort of move like a vast amount. So the batteries do last quite a bit. I mean, I have these guys on, I only get them out sometimes, and their batteries can literally last months, you know, if you're not using them at all. But again, you still have to keep an eye on, as I've said in previous videos, not leaving the batteries in them if you're not going to use them for a while, because they could explode or leak or whatever, and that destroys the contacts, so your Furby won't work anymore. So this guy here, the best way to get his batteries to drain really fast is to get him to sing. He's a 2006 Funky Furby. The Funky Furbies sing. The 2005 Furbies, I believe, tell a story. So if you want his batteries to last longer, don't get him to sing or tell stories too much, because that's, again, what drains them faster. These guys, well, they are constantly talking, gibbering, on the move, wiggling about. They have several points of movement. Their eyes have backlights, which obviously puts more strain on the batteries. The beaks move, the ears move, and the whole Furby itself sort of like bends in half as well. So the body has a joint right here, so it can lean forward and back. And because mostly of the LEDs, because these ones didn't have LEDs, and I think that's part of the reason why their batteries last longer, because they're not kind of focusing all that into the eyes and the eye animations. So this is more heavy on batteries. While I realise that batteries are made better these days than they used to be, so these toys were obviously in tune with what sort of batteries came out years ago, they still do drain batteries pretty fast. And the Furby Connect, now I've missed out Furbacker and the regular Furby Boom Furby 2012 because they are the same as this one. They will drain the batteries pretty fast. So to stop them draining the batteries, there's not much you can do. Let the Furby do its own thing. Don't kind of make noise around it too much, because that will encourage it to move and dance and sing and do whatever more. If you play music around it, it will of course dance to it. So try to just be quiet around it, perhaps pet it sometimes. You know, it's quite hard not to have too many draining activities on the batteries because of how it is. The Furby Connect, now people say that their Furby Connects eat batteries. Now I'm guessing it's something to do with the interaction on the app and the fact they also run Bluetooth. So none of the Furby models have run Bluetooth before these guys. These guys have the Bluetooth. They have the colour LED eyes, which have multiple animations and things like that. The beak and the eyes open and close. The ears move. They can also move independently, which means two different motors again, as opposed to what the other ones had, more complicated motors. And the Furby itself, of course, leans forward and backwards. It does have this joint in the middle again. So to stop these guys from like using the battery too fast, again, don't encourage them to sort of sing, dance, just do anything that would use a lot of energy, because it will just eat through them. Now I've found that my Furby Connects aren't so bad. I really have to sort of play with it a lot and have it on constantly to get the batteries to sort of flatten. They tend to more or less flatten over time because when the battery's inside the item. I don't know if the Bluetooth is actually running when the Furby is turned off. It might be, because Bluetooth isn't really dependent on that. So, someone did say a while ago that the Bluetooth is still on while the Furby isn't, which might be some of the reason the battery goes down so fast. So pretty much with all of them, don't get them to dance or anything like that, because that's a lot of movement. Just kind of like, I don't know, use them sparingly, have them out sparingly, play with them sparingly to make the most out of them. Do quiet things with them maybe. Don't encourage them to talk to each other, because the Furby Connects, I think they have the best interaction of all, because they sing duets and things like that. Only 2 at a time. It would be nice if they could have had more of them talking all at once, but I think all of them only interact 2 at a time anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the battery thing. You just need to play with them occasionally or whatever if you're trying to make the batteries last a bit longer. It goes without saying, it's pretty much common sense that you shouldn't get them to sort of move around or use the mechanics too much, because that just drains the batteries quicker. So I hope you found this helpful. I hope that other people will find this helpful. If you want to see more Furby videos, there are some coming up in the boxes below. I'll try and remember to put up that one with which drains the battery fastest in as a suggested video. If you want to check out my Etsy and New Monday stores, feel free. I make custom plushies, and I also do commissions, including Furby plushies. Or you can buy me a coffee on Ko-fi, it all helps. So with that being said, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep being awesome. This is Silver signing off.